Okay, I didn't have to do much to be able to find everything. I did kind of break the operculum back so that I could see the gills a little bit easier. So these are all the gills. I did do a little bit of cleanup in here, and in doing so I almost damaged the heart. I did cut into it. So this black structure, I told you it was kind of dark up in there. This is the heart here. A little bit hard to tell the difference between the ventricle and the atrium on the dissection. The ventricle does poke this direction, so this side here is more the ventricle. It's just a two-chambered heart, but still, ventricle. Now back to the digestive system. I did see the liver here, and I really did have to kind of play around with it a little bit. I had to rip a few of the mesenteries, which are just the membranes that hold everything. But the stomach was there before. I didn't have to do anything to find it. So remember we had the gonad right here, and in the back is the swim bladder. Well, this structure right here, so it's right behind the liver, see how that is? That's the stomach. And I always like to be able to follow the tubes. And so I see that there's a tube connecting right there to the stomach. So obviously the tube coming in is going to be the esophagus. Food's going to plop there in the stomach to be digested. And then it's going to start moving down. Well, this must be the intestine. So I'm going to carefully let that liver go back. And let's see if I can follow the intestine back and forth. And so here's again the anus. And so the intestine's coming up this way, and then it turns a corner. And it goes back, and then it turns a corner. Again, we're increasing the surface area for digestion by having all this intestine. Then it continues along here, and then it turns a corner, and it kind of gets amongst all this stuff here that looks very liver-ish, doesn't it? It's the same color as the liver, and the texture is very similar too. Those are actually these here, these little tubes that come down, blind end tubes. Those are called the cecum, okay? And there's a couple of them. The length and size varies in different fish, and the size of the fish I think matters too, to be honest, all the fish that I've dissected. And so it is indeed the intestine that's going to come in here. I don't know if you could see that right there. That is the intestine coming into the stomach. Okay? So everything is just nice and tidy and right there. The larger the fish, the easier to see some of these structures. And it does depend on seasonality as well. Okay? I think that's everything. Yay!